the same phase you have gone through. After graduation, definitely it's not easy cake to just get the job, whatever you feel like that. So what exactly the phase you have went through and you achieve whatever you are. So that if you can share, it will be great, really great share to our students or graduates.
That's a great point, Upendra, actually. Definitely, I face a lot of challenges, and when I want to call it as a struggle, I have my own definition, right? It's my own opinion. The struggle is because I was struggling with myself. It's not something that was induced by someone else, right? But definitely there was a challenge, right? So, for example, when I graduated from Masters at University of Dayton, Ohio, I was looking for jobs back in the day, right? As a computational engineer, computational design engineer. But then, that was a transition to do, right? From a studentship to getting into employment was a transition to do, right? It's a challenge by itself. Now, there is no silver bullet to help you with that transition. You would have to recognize the challenge and think about how to address it, right? So one thing I did is that I prepared a resume, right? As you can imagine, I was preparing my own bio resume, and that was my first attempt to know myself, right? Who I am, right? Who I want to be, and what I know, right? So I put that in a resume format, and then I started applying for jobs back in the day. But unfortunately, I was not getting any calls. Nobody was calling to give an interview, right? So what I did is that I went back to my advisor in the school, and then I showed him my resume, and I asked him what's wrong with this. One thing he pointed out is that I am emphasizing too much on what I know. For example, I was emphasizing that I know C programming. I was emphasizing that I know C++ programming, right? All kinds of other technical frameworks that I was working with. So he suggested that definitely it is a good thing to showcase what you know, but then you have to put yourself in the shoes of a recruiting manager or the manager that is trying to recruit you, right? He said that if you put yourself in the shoes of that recruiter, whoever it is, think about what he is looking at when he sees your resume. So that was a good pointer, right? And then he suggested that when a manager looks at your resume, he is not only looking at your skill set in terms of what you know, but at the same time he is also looking at what you can bring to the table, what kind of value you bring to the table, right? So definitely that was a very thought-provoking thing for me, because I was a fresh graduate and I did not know how to actually present myself. So essentially that was a great turning point. And then from time to time, when I started my journey as a project engineer at Caterpillar, which was a major corporate in terms of heavy machinery development from a mechanical engineering point of view, I slowly transitioned into commercial software development. That was a big deal for me. Again, there was a challenge, right? How can I transition from an engineering background to commercial software development? Again, there was a struggle, and then I had to learn it in a hard way, and essentially determine that what matters most is shaping the success in terms of what exactly I want to achieve, right? So that is a big challenge for me, and then essentially I was fighting myself, right? It's not that somebody induced on me.
Okay. So yeah, it's a really great point. So what I conclude here is to start with, put too much focus or focus on one or maybe two, right? Is it the main message I can just take from this?
Exactly. So focus on defining who you are, right? Focus on what you bring to the table, apart from all the skill set, right? So for example, if you worked on a project, it could be an academic project, right? For example, you can define what you did, what was your role in there, what technology you used and in what context, and how you addressed a certain problem, right? So that was one of the key pointers that I learned from my advisor back in the day.